Comair's legal challenge against the government's bailouts of state carrier South African Airways is underway at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria. Private airline Comair is a franchise partner for British Airways and also operates the low-cost airline brand Kulula.com. Now, it launched a court challenge in February 2013, following the government's bailout then of 5 billion rand to SAA. In October 2012, the government granted SAA the 5 billion rand guarantee for a period of 2 years. SAA told Parliament in February 2012 it needed between 4 billion and 6 billion rand for a recapitalisation program. Now, one of the conditions for the guarantee in 2012 was that SAA's board had to develop a turnaround strategy. In October last year, SAA was again seeking government support 2 years after it was granted the 5 billion rand in loan guarantees. Comair says by its court action it simply aims to attain a level playing field in the domestic aviation market to ensure that all airlines face the same risks and the same requirements to operate on sound commercial principles. Well, Mbongeni Mutwa is at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria. He joins us now. Mbongeni, good afternoon. Just remind us, what is Comair essentially aiming to achieve with this court action?
Well, as you've alluded to, Devin, they are saying that they want certainty going forward, that what has been happening regarding government bailouts of SAA is going to continue permanently or it's not. They believe that it shouldn't. They believe that these bailouts or guarantees, as the government prefers to call them, are illegal. They are against the transport policy which the government adopted way back in 1992 when government was deregulating the local or the domestic airline industry. You remember, before then, SAA, like all other parastatals, enjoyed a monopoly of the domestic airline market. And they say that that policy, which was adopted in 1992, precisely states that government, even though it's a shareholder of SAA, will not or should not use or fund SAA, basically fund its operations through bailouts and so on, while at the same time not doing that with commercial or privately owned airlines. So basically they're advancing an argument that these bailouts are illegal. Right now we can listen to a clip from the CEO of Comair, Mr. Eric Venter, when I got a chance to chat to him in the corridors of court here earlier on today.
The actual policies that are in place already around SAA and the funding of SAA, which those policies were already developed way back in 1990, but they've continued to be reinforced over the years by government. These policies apply that SAA won't get funding at a better advantage than private sector. And we're asking, well, if that's the policy, why is it not being adhered to? And the second part of it is simply that the use of guarantees actually bypasses the parliamentary budget process.
Now, Mbongeni, government coming in with a very strong contingent to court this morning. What's the position on their side?
Well, we are yet to hear from the government their response to this challenge. Since the hearing began this morning at around 10 o'clock, Comair's lawyer, Mr. David Unterhalte, he's a very well-known and common face in South African courts, especially when it comes to commercial and civil matters. He's arguing on behalf of Comair. He's been arguing the whole morning. Now we are on a lunch break. We're going back at 2. We expect him to continue. How long he will continue, no one knows. If at all government will get a chance today to state its case. So we just wait and see, Devin.
And I suppose lastly, Mbongeni, how long is this case expected to drag on for? Is a ruling expected soon on this matter?
Well, the hearing has been set down for 4 days of hearings. It starts today, then we don't come back here tomorrow. We come back on Thursday and Friday, and then the hearing will wrap up on Monday. Of course, it's important to note that unlike in criminal matters, there are no witnesses that are called here to testify. So it's just the lawyers of both sides, that's for Comair and the Department of Public Enterprises, making their arguments to the judge. So now we've had Comair, they're still making their case. Government will respond, and then Comair will take the stand again to respond to the government's counter arguments or response, and then government will be then given a chance again to wrap up its case. All that will happen on Monday. When the judgment will happen, we don't know, because this is not an urgent matter. It's a normal hearing. Judgment could take up to a month or even 2 months before it's delivered, Devin.
Well, we're going to leave it there. Mongeni Mutua live for us there from Pretoria.